What's up, guys? It's your man DadaLorian. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we got videos coming out every day, all week. So let's jump right into it. So you guys should be pretty familiar with the Disney Investor Days, announcements of everything that Disney has their hands in. So from Marvel to Pixar to sports and all kind of other crazy stuff, and of course Star Wars. And I went live like a couple times during that day. My lives were kind of weird. They were wonky all over the place. But anyway, I went live here on YouTube, and we kind of hung out and looked at some of the stuff that they were talking about. Even went live on TikTok too, as they were giving out announcements. So what I want to do today, since we are now in 2021, let's talk about what we can expect for everything Star Wars. So I'm reading from an article from StarWars.com, and this is literally just going through a list of all the projects that are going to be coming out within 2021 and kind of beyond as well. So not all of these projects are coming out within this year, because I think that would give us fatigue. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe not so much. I mean, I'd be happy with more Star Wars within 1 year, but this is over a period of time. So let's get into it. Future Lucasfilm projects revealed. Today at the Walt Disney Company's Investor Day event, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announced a staggering number of new films, series, and surprises that will expand the Star Wars galaxy like never before. Obviously with Patty Jenkins, she's doing the Rogue Squadron. The next Star Wars feature film will be Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman franchise. The story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future era of the galaxy. Interesting. Move the saga into a future era of the galaxy. I wonder if that's going to be like the start to a new direction for some of the Star Wars movies. It's been a lifelong dream as a filmmaker to one day make a great fighter pilot film, said Jenkins. As the daughter of a great fighter pilot myself, some of the best memories of my life are of seeing my father's squadron take off in their F4s every morning and hearing the feeling that awe-inspiring power and grace when he passed away in service to his country. It ignited a burning desire to one day channel all of those emotions into one great film. When the perfect story arrived in combination with another true love of mine, the incomparable world of Star Wars, I knew I'd finally found my next film. I'm extremely honored and excited to take it on, and grateful to Lucasfilm, Disney, and the fans for extending that thrill to me. That's super cool. Patty has established herself as one of the top directors working in film industry today, said Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy. She's a visionary who knows how to strike the balance between action and heart, and I can't wait to see what she does in the Star Wars galaxy. Rogue Squadron arrives in theaters Christmas 2023. So let's hope that will be an official year day, and let's hope this one will be better than that last Wonder Woman movie. I haven't even seen it, but I've just heard multiple things about the new Wonder Woman movie. But hey, I've heard multiple things before, and I watch a certain movie. Go watch things for yourself. That's what I always say. Watch it for yourself before you make an assumption. Anyway, going forward, we also have an untitled Taika Waititi film. I love his name. A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker and Academy Award winner Taika Waititi is in development. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique, said Kennedy. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. And he's already done some stuff on The Mandalorian, so I'm definitely excited to see what he does with the feature film, so that'll be really cool. We also have the ObiWan Kenobi. So I'm curious, is this a movie or a show? Let me read about it. ObiWan Kenobi. Last August at D23 Expo, Lucasfilm announced the return of Ewan McGregor in the iconic role of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for a special event series on Disney Plus, officially titled ObiWan Kenobi. Oh, so it is an official series. Cool. The series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat and downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. The series is directed by Deborah Chow, and who helmed memorable episodes of The Mandalorian Season 1. Oh, that's cool. That'll really have a good feeling to it for sure. This will truly be a day long remembered, as it was confirmed that Hayden Christensen will be returning as Darth Vader, which is so badass. I'm excited for that. This will be the rematch of the century, Kennedy said. So I'm excited to see that. You know, I've done a little research, and it's kind of hard to find anything. I mean, unless you're looking into like maybe legend stuff, I suppose. But you know, I'm like, man, what is there any other? And I'm curious. I'm asking, is there any other moments before New Hope where Obi-Wan and Vader, you know, had a confrontation? So if you guys know that answer, let me know. But you know, hey, this is in the canon world now. So if there isn't a moment like that, well, now there will be. So I'm excited to see what goes down. Yeah, it was such an incredible journey playing Anakin Skywalker, said Christensen. Of course, Anakin and Obi-Wan weren't on the greatest of terms when we last saw them. It will be interesting to see what an amazing director like Deborah Chow has in store for us all. I'm excited to work with Ian again. It feels good to be back. And it's so cool that he knows now, like, he's got a lot of love from the fans, because I know, you know, in the Star Wars fandom, man, there can definitely be some hateful moments, and a lot of actors have been pushed out, and you don't even want anything to do with, you know, the whole franchise because of how sometimes the fandom can be. But I'm glad to see that he's you know, he's got a positive attitude, and he's excited to come back. So that's really cool, because I'm excited to see him back as Darth Vader. It's gonna be badass. Next up, Ahsoka. Let's go. After making her long-awaited live-action debut in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano's story, written by Dave Filoni, will continue in a limited series starring Rosario Dawson and executive produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. So that's going to be great, man. And you know, we already, but based off of the design and speculations, we can see there's going to be some world between world, you know, stuff. I wonder if they're going to do anything with Mortis. That'd be really cool to see, like, in live action. And then, obviously, you know, I've said this before, I think in Ahsoka's show, that's where it makes more sense to, you know, have Sabine and you know, Ezra and, you know, Grand Admiral Thrawn, characters like that show up. You know, because you can only cram so much into The Mandalorian. But obviously, I feel like The Mandalorian, and I've heard this said before, The Mandalorian is one of those shows for Star Wars, you know, Disney era, that is literally the seed that, you know, sprouts off to other spin-off shows, you know what I mean? And I'll talk a little bit more about that, because there's another one that's on this list that gets right into that. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be really cool. Now, we have Rangers of the New Republic. Set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, this new live-action series from executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will intersect with feature stories and culminate into a climatic story event. So just like what I was saying, you know, Rangers of the Republic, Ahsoka, those are all things that have kind of, they're spin-offs, you know, coming out of The Mandalorian, which I think is really cool. And then Lando! Everyone's favorite scoundrel Lando Calrissian will return in a brand new event series for Disney+. Justin Simien, creator of critically acclaimed Dear White People and a huge Star Wars fan, is developing the story. So, you know, and there hasn't been, you know, there's nothing as far as the date, you know, for these few, you know, that I've mentioned. It's like, as far as when they're coming out, or who's coming to reprise the role. Because you already got technically two Landos, you know, Billy D. Williams, and then you have, you know, Donald Glover, which I absolutely loved in Solo. I love Solo. Solo was a great movie, which I still don't understand why some people give it such a hard time. Maybe it's just because of the timing of when it came out, like right after one of the other feature films. But Solo was great. But anyway, I love Donald Glover, and I feel like to me, I feel like it would make sense to have him come back to reprise the role. I hope that's what they do. So we'll see. And then going on, we have Andor. Andor is a tense nail biting spy thriller created by Tony Gilroy, is set to arrive on Disney Plus in 2022. Diego Luna, reprising the role of Rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård and Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Goh, and Kyle Soller. I hope I pronounced their names right. And Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. Production kicked off 3 weeks ago in London. Holy smokes. That's really cool, man. So yeah, we got Andor. That'll be really cool. And, you know, if you like, here's the thing. If you liked Rogue One, you're going to love Andor. Period. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And then we have The Acolyte. Leslie Headland, Emmy Award nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Oh, wait, you know, okay. See, I didn't look into these details. The High Republic era. So that's really interesting, man. That's really cool because High Republic, this is, and you know, and I wonder if they're going to do a thing where this ties into some of their books. Where this ties into, because you know, we got the High Republic books and you know, all, you know, the comic series and all that good jazz, which takes place, this is way beyond, way before Phantom Menace and all that jazz. And I'm curious to know from you guys if anyone has looked into this, because I really don't know. I'm just asking. Is this Disney's way of doing an old Republic? Are they like writing that out? You know, because I think there are certain characters that are canon by name, but you know, they obviously don't have like, you know, an actual appearance. You know, I'm talking about like the old, you know, Republic. So with the High Republic, is this Disney's light way of kind of redoing that? I don't know. But anyway, this takes place, we get a younger Yoda, you know, during the High Republic time. So I'm excited to see some of the books, man. That's going to be really cool too. So that's really interesting. That's a fact that I really didn't know about the Acolyte. So it takes place during the High Republic era. Okay, let's go. And then we have Star Wars The Bad Batch. The series follows the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch, first introduced in the Clone Wars, as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Members of Bad Batch, a unique squad of clones who vary genetically from their brothers in the clone army. Each possesses a singular, exceptional skill which makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers and a formidable crew in the post-Clone War era. They will take on daring mercenary missions as they struggle to stay afloat and find a new purpose. The animated series will arrive exclusively on Disney Plus, but there's no official date on that. And then we have Star Wars Visions, presenting all new creative takes on the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best animated creators. The anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh, diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. You know what this makes me think of? Is that thing that, and I feel like a lot of it comes from Spider-Man, you know, Into the Spider-Verse, but Netflix, they had a show, it's called like Love, Death, Robots, I think it's something like that. And it was like that. It was kind of like that, where you had all these different styles of animation. They were all different, but they were telling, you know, different stories, and they kind of flowed together in a sense. And so that's this whole, you know, Star Wars Visions, that's what it kind of makes me think of. I wonder if they're going to do a style, like this would be the Star Wars Disney Plus version of that. Which I actually enjoyed. I thought that was really cool. So I'm excited to see, you know, what they do. We'll see what happens. And then next up we have a Droid Story. Lucasfilm continues to develop new stories. The intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities to explore Lucasfilm Animation. Will be a teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus. A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by legendary duo R2-D2 and C-3PO. That's cool. So we get to see them doing their own thing. So I'm curious, you know, like what it will be like. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have to say it's this one isn't at the bottom of the totem pole for me, but I'm just curious about it. Like, okay, what's gonna be the thing? Obviously, you know what I mean? It's all Star Wars, of course. I'm excited for it, but I'm wondering, like, for this whole droid story, what's gonna be the thing in the show that's like, ooh, that keeps you coming back wanting more, you know what I mean? Because when I think of droids alone, it's like they need something else around them, or someone with them, you know, to make you want to stick around for I don't know, 40 minutes or however long episodes will be, you know what I mean? So, but either way, I'm excited. Can't wait to see what they do with it. And then other Lucasfilm stories. Lucasfilm is currently in pre-production on the next installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. And the helm is James Mangold, director of the Academy Award-winning Ford v Ferrari. I haven't seen that yet. I need to go check that out. And Andy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to continue his iconic character's journey. Indy will begin shooting late spring of 2021 and will arrive July 2022. Now here's the thing. Let me say this. I may get some hate for this. I don't care. Brother's getting old. Like, here's my idea. If I was hired at Lucasfilm, this is my thought, okay? It's not always that you have to recast, but I think, yes, obviously you gotta have Harrison Ford come back, right? Because I even think he said something before, like he would only come back to Star Wars if he could do, you know, another, you know, Indiana Jones movie. So here's the thing. I think it would be cool if they did like a past going into the future thing with this new Indiana Jones movie. Like, you recast somebody that looks like a younger version of you know, Indiana Jones, and it's something in his past, like, that he has to uncover and remember that's going to solve the mystery of what he's doing in his future. Like the current situation with the older, you know, Indiana Jones, where you have these scenes where it bounces back and forth. To me, I would be like, that would be cool. You know, Harrison is old, man. So, you know, he's still a badass. He's still a badass, but I'm just saying, I think that idea would be kind of cool when you kind of have, you know, the past that, you know, intertwines with, you know, the current time, you know, the future, so to speak. So that's my idea on what I would wish for, what I hope for the new Indiana Jones movie. So I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but we'll see what happens. But either way, I'm excited. We got a new Indiana Jones movie on the way. And then you have Willow. Willow, coming to Disney Plus, will be set decades after Ron Howard's 1988 movie, continuing the spirit of adventure, heroics, and humor of the original film. Warwick Davis will return in the role of the great sorcerer, Willow Ufgood, with John Chu, director of the groundbreaking Crazy Rich Asians. I did watch that movie. Directing the pilot. Willow begins shooting next March in Wales and will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. Finally, the Lucasfilm catalog is expanding further with a story that will introduce a new hero and explore an original world that feels perfectly paired with Lucasfilm storytelling. Tomi Odimis? Oh god, I can't pronounce her name. Tomi Odimis? I think that's how you say her last name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. New York Times best-selling novel Children of Blood and Bone. The story will center around a young African girl's heart-racing quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Lucasfilm will partner with 20th Century Studios on this coming-of-age adventure. So, there we go. That wraps that up. With all of that, guys, like, you know, we've already, with the announcements, this isn't new news, you know what I mean? But it's refreshing, and I wanted to do this video because we are now in 2021, and it's like, now that we're in this year, you guys have to realize we have a lot to be excited for, you know, as Star Wars fans. Like, there is so much on the table, and you know, there aren't some dates that are listed for some of these projects, but regardless, like, there is a lot to be excited for. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. What of these projects are you most excited for, you know, that are going to come out, you know, over due time? I mean, there's so many, you know, parts of, you know, the genre that they're hitting, and it's like everybody gets a little bit of something, you know what I mean? Because Star Wars is for everybody, and I feel like the roster that they have is very diverse. You know what I mean? And something, you know, as I was reading the article too, with the Rogue Squadrons, the movie that Patty Jenkins is directing, they mentioned something like it being the start to the new era of Star Wars movies. And I'm curious kind of what that means. Like, are they wanting to do a new direction, you know, for going forward with Star Wars movies versus the system of kind of how we had it? And maybe that's all it is, you know, we're not in the Skywalker saga anymore. Like, that's over. So maybe, you know, we're getting a whole new thing that has nothing to do, or nothing that ties in, you know, with, you know, the Skywalkers, so to speak. Even though I would still love to see Rey and Finn show up years later at some point. You know, like, I still want to see some resolution as far as, like, what happened with their characters and what are they doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot to be excited for. So let me know in the comments, what are you most excited for of these, you know, that are listed, that are going to be coming out in due time. So comment below, let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up for me. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Got videos coming out every day and every week. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff to come. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you for the next video. Peace!